So how did this all end? It was a long road, wasn't it? Here comes the bride. That's my brother walking me down the aisle or up the stairs. I was so nervous I could barely walk straight.
You're beautiful.
Thanks, Pauline. Pauline took the video. How did this all come about? Well, looking back, the elements involved were definitely dreams, messages through dreams, having the ability to letting go of the past and circumstances, the courage to move forward into the unknown, and once in the unknown, perseverance, faith, a lot of faith, and a lot of love. And an amazing community that supported me from California to Morocco, and several good shoves from Grandpa. Let me explain. This is the last story, I promise. When I was dating my husband, often he would come to pick me up when I was somewhere with my bicycle, just to make it faster to get home. And after he asked me to marry him, not once, but 6 times, and I hadn't responded, because I just couldn't believe it. Really? I began to notice that when he came to pick me up, it was like I was being shoved towards him. I turned around to see if anyone was behind me, and no one was there. He even noticed it as well. It's kind of like that scene in Ghost, when Patrick Swayze is standing behind her and can move the penny with his mind. In the same way, my grandfather could shove me forward. Then after a while, I began to remember what my grandfather had told me way back in Tempe. He said to me one day, "Well, when you get married," and I said, "Grandpa, I'm 52 years old. No one is interested in marrying me. If I was going to be married, I would have been married by now." And he very indignantly retorted, "You don't know that." And I had to admit, my grandpa was 114, and compared to him, I was a child. And yeah, I didn't know that. So I came to the conclusion that it was my grandfather that was forcefully encouraging me to accept my husband's proposal in marriage, that he was a good man, that I'd finally found a home that had met all my heart's desires, and that I should accept it and settle down. After all, they had been with me on a very harrowing journey for the past 8 months. I think that I can thank the spirit of my mother for her excellent choice of location, and I can thank my grandfather for that last encouraging push towards a happy and settled life. When I was living in Oceanside, one night I was contemplating my future, and I thought, I never want to have to move again. And I also thought how nice it would be to have a boyfriend who just liked to hang out and do things. And also, I really, really wanted a dog. From then on, when I was looking at apartments, and I looked at 2 or 3 more, it would fall through at the last minute. The one on Cadmus fell through. The one on Santa Fe Drive fell through. It didn't take me too long to realize that why did this keep happening, as in, why did these apartments keep falling through? It was simply because they didn't match my heart's desire. I had asked for a home that I'd never have to leave. I had asked for a partner who liked to do things and who also loved the ocean and nature. And I had wanted a dog. Everything fell through to push me towards Raoul's that day, to meet my husband, who offered me those things and who embodied exactly what I was looking for. Let me recap the circumstances of our meeting. So after another apartment fell through, in frustration and fatigue, I walked into Raoul's Mexican food in Encinitas on D Street, and a really nice guy offered me a seat. It became clear from listening to his conversation with the guy at the next table that this man, Dave, was a native son. When he asked me how my day went, and I told him that I had been looking for an apartment, he said he had a room for rent. So about a month later, we became housemates. Plus, he had a super cute doggie. 2 years later, we were married. Heart's desire. So many times we wish for something deeply, and then when it arrives, offered to us by the universe, we say no. It's like we become oblivious to that very thing we wanted. I also need to acknowledge the role that death and the disappearance of loved ones played in this journey. Death teaches us not to place our reliance on transient flesh, but on eternal God. Therefore, death is a friend. So wrote Paramahamsa Yogananda. Death gave me new life. And now it's time for the music video. This is my tune called La Reina.